Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Tanisha and I love taking you along on my reading journey, and in today's video I'm going to read Play Along by this Tomforde. I'm very curious to see where this book is going to end up in the ranking. I can't wait to read more about the friend group. He's very intentional and I think that is exactly what Kennedy needs. I actually feel like I have fuzzy memories now. Like, hello? This video is a little different than my normal reading vlogs because the first half of the reading vlog is filmed in March, which is 5 months ago. Because I started this book in March right after I finished my March TBR video, but I was not in a reading mood back then, so I decided to stop reading. But I had already filmed like 30 minutes worth of footage, which I still want to use because I'm not going to restart the book. So in March I started the book and I read until page 160, and that's where I'm going to start again today, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to start over, I'm not going to read page 1 until 160 again. I'm just going to pick up where I left. So the first half of this video is what I have filmed in March, and after those clips are over I'm going to just switch to the new footage that I'm going to film right now in August. When I started reading Play Along I didn't have this new camera, so the quality is very different, so keep that in mind. So you're going to look at the March footage right now, and then I will meet you back here when I'm 50% into the book to update you on my thoughts. This is going to be a reading vlog just for this book. Normally I will make reading vlogs where I read multiple books, but I thought it would be fun to spice things up and only do one book today. But I am going to talk about the entire series because Play Along is book 4 in the Windy City series. This series follows athletes who find love. So in book 1, which is Mile High, you follow Xanders, who is an ice hockey player, and you follow Stevie, who is his flight attendant, or at least she works as a flight attendant in the team that flies around the ice hockey team. This book is promoted as enemies to lover. I do remember them not liking each other at first, but after reading multiple fantasy books, I have come to the conclusion that enemies to lovers is not really a thing in just a romance book, because there are no high stakes for the so-called enemies to get together. I initially rated this book 5 stars, but I'm going to rank the first 3 books now before I start reading the 4th book. And this one is the least favorite. I still loved this book. I like Xanders and Stevie, they are so fun together, and I also remember really liking how the two of them got together. Obviously it's the first book in the series, so the found family aspect was not built up as much, so that's why I like this one the least. I also decided to lower my rating from 5 stars to 4.5 stars. So that's Mile High. After Mile High comes The Right Move, who follows Ryan Shea, who is the twin brother of Stevie from the first book, and Indy, who is the best friend from Stevie. Indy also works as a flight attendant at the team that flies around the ice hockey players, but Ryan is not an ice hockey player, he is a basketball player, and this is a forced proximity trope. It also has grumpy sunshine trope and fake dating. I loved this book. Ryan Shea is my favorite book boyfriend ever. I also liked getting to see more of Stevie and Xanders in this book, because obviously Ryan is Stevie's twin, so you get to see a lot of Stevie, and also because Indy is Stevie's best friend, they hang out a lot. I like this one the most because it has fake dating, which I like. I also most of the time like the grumpy sunshine trope and actual grumpy sunshine, because Ryan was so grumpy at the start and Indy is so sunshiny. The Right Move, I rated 5 stars and I stand with that. I'm not going to lower the rating. I still believe this is a 5-star book, which means that this is my favorite of the series so far, because after The Right Move I read Caught Up. This book has single dad trope with a nanny and also forced proximity. I really liked this book, but the tropes didn't do anything for the story. Of course, Kai being a dad means that there is an extra character in the book because he has a son, but I have noticed that I didn't care that he was a dad. I mean, I liked the scenes where Max was in it, but I don't like Kai more or less because he has a son. I like him because he is protective towards everyone he loves, and I don't really care who that person is he loves, where he is protective towards. I just like the fact that he is protective. So yeah, I didn't mind the single dad trope, but I'm not going to actively seek out books just because they have the single dad trope, but it's also not going to make me not read it, if that makes sense. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about the book is the trope. I don't know if it is a official trope, but the whole plot where they go away at the end of summer or go away at the end of whatever, and that's why they can't date. I didn't like that because you constantly go back to the fact, oh, I like you, but we can't do this because I'm going away and I don't want you to get attached. But I liked the characters, I liked the found family aspect. You get the most found family in this one so far. I feel like it's building up because the friendship is being more developed, and you also know more of the characters from the fan group because you have read about them before or they have been part of the other stories. So that's also why I rated this book higher than Mile High, even though I like the enemies to lover trope more than I like single dad nanny trope. But I rated this book 4.75 stars and I still stand by that. So that means that Caught Up comes second. So far, Right Move is on top, then comes Caught Up, and then comes Mile High. So those are the books ranked so far, but obviously I'm going to read Play Along now, and I'm very curious to see where this book is going to end up in the ranking. This book is going to have the fake marriage trope. It seems like they got married in Vegas and they don't remember. This book follows Isaiah, who is the brother of Kai from Caught Up. So he is also a baseball player, and the female main character is called Kennedy, and she works on staff for the baseball player team. She is actually the only female working there. I have seen some content about her in Caught Up because she becomes friends with the female main character, and I've also seen the way Isaiah talks about her in book 3, so I'm very excited to see how their relationship is going to develop, obviously because they get married and Kennedy is on staff, so they're not allowed to date, I think. But I don't know, maybe being married changes the rule that staff members are not to be involved with baseball players. So I'm just going to dive into the book. I can't wait to read more about the friend group and also to get some more content about Rio, who is the guy from book 5. Because the last book of this series is going to come out in June, I would say, June or May. It follows Rio, who is a ice hockey player on the team with Sanders from book 1. And Rio has been in every single book because it seems like he's friends with everyone. And I'm already attached to him and very curious to see who he is going to end up with, because I think he deserves love just as much as all the other guys. But before we get to Rio's book, obviously I have to read Play Along and then wait until the release. I'm going to stop yapping now and I'm going to start his book, and then we will talk to each other when I have my first thoughts about the book, maybe when I'm 20% into the book or something like that. We'll see. Grab a drink and let's read Play Along by Tomforde. I'm 36 pages into the book right now and I already have a few thoughts that I want to share. First of all, I think Isaiah is going to be such a good acts of service kind of guy. I'm like in the second chapter and he already is taking care of her without her having to ask. He's very intentional and I think that is exactly what Kennedy needs. And the second thing that I noticed is that I think that Kennedy and Isaiah are going to be besties. So I feel like this is going to be like a fake marriage but also a friends to lovers. Like obviously Kennedy is being distant because she is scared to get fired if she gets involved with one of the team players, so she doesn't want to get close to him, but just the interactions that they have in the first 2 chapters make me believe that they could be best friends if she just gave him a chance to get closer. But I get why she wouldn't want to do that, because she doesn't want to get fired, and that's fair. So you learn from the back of the book that they are getting married in Vegas and that they don't have clear memories of it. And I just read the chapter where it happens, and the way Liz wrote that chapter is so good because you kind of feel like you are having fuzzy memories as well. It is not written in a way where everything is clear that is happening. It is very much scattered brains, very short sentences, nothing really makes sense. They are all over the place. It's very clear that they are drunk. And I just have to say that the way that chapter is written is very creative. I actually feel like I have fuzzy memories now. Isaiah is just here raising the bar for everyone. If a man is not as loudly obsessed with me as Isaiah is with Kennedy, I don't want it. Kennedy is asking him why he's going along with the fake marriage, and he just goes like, why would I go along pretending that the wedding I had with this girl I've had a crush on for years is legitimate? Why would I force myself to spend time with her for an entire season to make sure she lands her dream job at the end of it? I'm not sure, Kenny. Let's think about it. Like, hello? Why is no one saying those things to me? If he wanted to, he would. And don't settle for less. If he's not willing to have a fake marriage for you so you can have your dream job and get revenge on your ex, I don't want it. Oh my god, him asking everyone who he loves if they're home and if they're not going to drive anywhere because he's anxious and wants to soothe his intrusive thoughts are so sad. Like, this guy loves everyone around him so much, and he's so intentional in showing that to everyone, not just the girl he has been in love with, but just everyone. His brother, his friends, his coach. I just want to give him a hug. I'm 20% into the book right now, and I already noticed that I like the plot of this book the best so far. I really like the fake marriage plotline, so I'm having so much fun. I am very invested in the plot. I obviously like the characters because I have also liked them in the other books, but I'm not as invested in them as a person as I was in the other books. But I'm only 20% into the book, so maybe I just need more time to really ease into their characters. I'm not disliking them, but I just don't care as much for them as I cared about the other characters, and I also feel myself being more invested when the other characters are in the scene with them. So that's one thing that have been noticing, but I'm not bored. I'm enjoying myself so much. I've only been reading for like an hour and a half, and I'm already 20% into the book, so I feel like time is passing by very quickly. Those are my thoughts so far, and I will get back to you when I'm like 50% into the book. I'm currently at page 230, which is a little over halfway through the book, and I've really been enjoying my read this far. I had to get back into the story a bit because I've obviously not been reading this book for 5 months, but after 10 or so pages I really got back into the story and I am enjoying myself again. I feel a bit detached to the characters, but I think I already said that in March as well. I like the plot, but I notice myself being more engaged or entertained when the other characters are also being talked about. So, for example, when Kai is in the picture or when Rio is in the picture, I'm more engaged than when it's only Isaiah and Kennedy. But so far I am really enjoying this read, but I'm on vacation, that's why the background is different, and this book is perfect for a summer vacation day. I'm by myself in this house for a couple of hours now, so I think I'm going to do quite some reading in that time span before the rest gets home. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to talk to the camera when the other people are back because I don't feel comfortable putting them on camera. I really want that part of my life to stay private, so I'm going to get back out and read some more. And I will talk to you again when I have more to say about Play Along. It has been a couple hours and I'm currently at page 220, so I have still like 110 pages left. And one thing that I've noticed that I really want to talk to you about is the fact that this book just reads so fast. I obviously started this book in March and I read 160 pages in one day. And I obviously didn't soft DNF the book because I didn't like the plot, but because I wasn't in a romance mood. But I picked it back up today at 160 and I again have read 160 pages in one day and I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. So even though this book is pretty thick, you can read it quite quickly, and I don't feel like all romance books read that fast. Some romance books still feel like it is a lot of pages, but I just thought it was funny that me reading this book for 2 days makes me sit on page 320, because the last book that I read was The Dog Walker by Leslie Schnur, which was also on my August TBR. That book had only 270 pages. It was in Dutch even, my native language, and it took me 4 days to get through that book just because it was just not as engaging as this one. But right now I have just read 160 pages in one day without it feeling hard, and I've not even been reading for that many hours, but it's just such a fun read. I like the writing, I like the characters, I like the plot, and that just shows that your reading speed really depends on what book you're reading, what genre it is, how engaged you are, if you like the characters, if you like the writing style, if you like the plot, if you like the genre. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I finish this book today, which would be funny because I started this book 5 months ago, but I also read it in 2 days. I'm going to continue reading now, and I will probably get back to you when I finish this book. have like 40 pages left of this book, and I honestly don't want it to end. I just love these characters. I love this series. I just love everything about it. I don't think this is my favorite book of the series. I think this will sit on the second place. So Right Move first, Play Along second, then Caught Up, and then Mile High. But I really enjoy it. So like I said, I still have 40 pages to go, but I don't think I'm going to update you again because I have said everything about what I think about this book so far. I love the writing, I love the characters, I like the plot. I'm not as obsessed and invested by the characters, but I'm having a lot of fun. So I'm going to read my last pages. I'm going to put my rating on the screen, and I will see you in my next video whenever I post it. Bye!